Hello, and welcome to Sept of the Howling Winds. We begin this scene with a rather sad little wolf. Unfortunately, he has had to bear the knowledge that his cousin has left the Sept after only so recently just seeing him, and has, as such, been left have his only real link to the Sept leave him behind. Completely understandable reasons. Alas, it doesn't really feel very good either way. As such, Abel has been really keeping to himself and has a den not too far from the campgrounds of the campgrounds of the Sept, and is currently residing within his den, just sleeping. Seems to be snoozing the day away.
Aww.
The sun. There's a there are a few thin rays of sunlight that creep in from the entrance to the den. But for the most part, it is fairly cool and in the shade.
At the same time, Blue's losing her shit, apparently. At the same time, Blue is having fun chasing small animals and making them run away and then chasing after them. Amusing herself. Oh yeah, she is. She most definitely is. And she is quite loud in her tussles with the animals and her playing around, and you can literally hear her thump on the ground and yip at the small animals as she encourages them to run harder from her.
As you play, you notice there's because his Fenrir's den is actually quite close to the campgrounds, which is the cub area. You probably, being a lupus, being a wolf yourself, you probably have your own den. So as you play around, you probably spot a den that is not there before. It has a very distinct scent to it.
Blue puts her nose to the ground as she is searching for scent markers. She will slowly approach the den. She's way too curious. She wants to see what the new thing is.
Oops, sorry.
I could literally make a stealth roll to see if I could creep up on you.
Yeah, go ahead. By all means.
Ooh, which
Just
dice roll? Where do you want this in?
Sept of Howling Winds. Dice rolling scenes 1 should be fine. So I'm just gonna actually 1 second.
I'll wait for you to do your thing, and then I'm gonna type my shit in here.
There you go. That'll be the campgrounds. Not too far off Sentry Cove.
Oh yeah, I do the sneakers.
You do the sneaks?
Yeah, I do the sneakers very well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, that's fine. You sneak up to the den and you kind of peep your head in, and you see there's a very large grey wolf just it's kind of curled up.
After Blue sees this new play buddy, she will back up away from the den, making sure that she's not close enough for him to feel as if someone is intruding on his space, even though she totally was just now. And she will start to yip, trying to wake this fluffy play buddy up.
You yip and you yap. And eventually you rouse the big bad wolf from his nap. Uh, um, that seriously just happened. But yes, you see the large socky wolf kind of if you're still peering into the den.
Oh no, she backed the hell out of there.
Okay,
She
yeah.
was like, I'm not dumb enough to stick my snout in there while I'm waking up someone.
The grey wolf ears begin to slowly perk up. And his head begins to slowly rise. He lumbers to his paws and begins crawling out of his den. And you can see his head slowly pop out, emerge from the den to see what all the commotion is about.
Well, as Abel pokes his head up, he sees a red-colored wolf kind of bending through her forehaunches, putting her face or her head close to the ground, expectantly waiting for him to do something.
So what are you doing? You have your head towards the ground?
Head towards the ground, ass in the air, and she's like, play, 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 play.
The wolf begins to emerge from its den, and you can see its hackles. The hairs are standing on end a little bit. Its ears stand pretty high, perked up. Its tail is curled upwards. And it begins heading in your direction. I'm assuming as a wolf you have animal ken.
No, I don't. I think I have it because I have a flaw that has to do with it.
Oh, actually, yeah,
Or I
no, sorry,
don't
it's not
have
the
it
animal ken.
because
This would be more primal urge. I mean, you're a wolf. You know what this means.
yeah,
Dominant, aggressive.
Oh yeah, she stops being in a playful mood and she will stand up straight and she will kind of give you her flank as she kind of raises her back leg while you approach. Not to pee, but as in like I'm not going to roll over on my back for you, but at least I'm giving you a submissive gesture.
Your tail placed down.
Well, not plastered to her belly, but it is as in like I didn't mean to be mean. Don't bite me.
As you kind of raise yourself up to perform like a more active submission gesture, as this wolf walks up to you, he boops you, and you kind of end up toppling onto your back anyways.
He boops.
He literally boops you with his large snout. He kind of like he doesn't boop you, but like in the sense that that's kind of what it is. He kind of bops you. The snout just kind of bops yours, like bops underneath of your snout, and kind of slings. It kind of causes you to lose balance,
KO.
and then it just kind of muzzles you.
Well, Blue will just patiently lay there waiting for the big bad wolf to finish his I'm the bigger and baddest thing around here. Display.
Yeah, nah, it gives the signal for you to get up in the sense that it's clearly done muzzling you and playing games with you in a more dominant and less fun fashion.
Blue will get up and she will dislodge all the dust and or leaves from her fur as she makes a slow circle around you, not as a menacing, but she's like, I want to have a look and a sniff.
Yeah, no, the grey wolf kind of sniffs your fur as he kind of muzzles you and grooms you a little bit as you go up to him.
Yeah, buddies. Blue will sniff in return and she will just sit down next to you, seeming quite, well, content with whatever has been displayed in front of her.
The grey wolf will sit down beside you, and from time to time it will paw you, partially out of affection, partly out of irritation, as you probably bother it.
Pretty
You
much, yeah.
probably sniff it and groom it, and sometimes it gets a bit too much and it just kind of brushes you off. But other times it will return the gesture.
Yeah. As the grooming goes on, it becomes more of a game to Blue. She will sneakily try to get a nip in here and there and very quickly kind of jump out of his reach and then approach again and pretend that nothing just happened.
I'm going to say this is a Dex Athletics roll for both of us, probably. Or Dex Brawl, I guess. It'd probably be Dex Brawl for me because I'm trying to paw you. And you're like, nah, buddy.
I'm too fast.
I'm fast. I gotta go fast.
One, two, three, four. And I have a specialty in reflexes, so I have 5 successes.
Damn. Fortunately, I'm using my paws, so I also get a ton of dice to this. Yeah, I get like bare minimum of 6, and if we count my specialty of claws, which in this case would be paws, it would be 7. So I boop you. Booped. You're not fast enough. You ain't no Sonic. You may be called Blue, but you ain't Sonic. You can't go fast. You gotta go fast.
Well,
Clearly
Blue doesn't seem to be disheartened, but she actually seems to be more enthused because of it.
Oh no. The other the appreciate gesture seems to paw you back and seems to play with you fully. But he seems to do it from a lumbering, like kind of almost like a lion, like like the stereotype of a lazy lion, just kind of sitting there and then pawing you and then pawing you back and then paws you again. And it's only perhaps the last time you try to nip him that he will surprise you and almost jump up and bam.
Hulk smash.
And you seem to have his full and undivided attention. As this large wolf begins frolicking with local insects with you. Them grasshoppers, yo.
Oh my. So did he just jump on top of her, or did he just swat her again?
Nah, he just swatted her in a more lively fashion, and now you seem to have his undivided attention.
Okay, I'm gonna roll for this. She's going to nip you, and then when she nipped you, she's going to run and see if you will chase her.
Okay. What's that? Combined Dex Athletics?
For me it is.
I don't have any athletics.
Haha, sucker!
Don't forget to apply bonuses.
Well, 3
Don't
or
forget to
4
apply
depending
your...
on specialties. Do I have
Well, I get 4 successes on that roll. You're trying to run away, right? So you need a specialty in like sprinting or something?
Yeah, no, reflexes is the one that I have.
Yeah, I don't think that would count because
No.
that's more like dodging. But yeah, he's amazingly, despite the fact that I have no athletics whatsoever, and I'm purely relying on my lupus, and not lupus breed bonuses, but lupus form bonuses. He manages to keep. He gets ahead of you. He cuts you off, and like
Oh. Should I be using the modified?
and he paws your face.
Oh, don't be a iffy piffy. Do I need to roll as well with the modified things? As in lupus, I have strength plus whatever or dexterity.
Yeah, you add dice. You add dice depending on your form. So like in lupus form, I think you get +1 strength, +2 dex, +1 stamina dice.
Yep, you're correct. And -3 manipulation. Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, he gets you.
No.
And you go at this for some time, but he's pretty good at it. Fair, because he doesn't have any athletics, you probably still beat him a fair amount of times anyway. But he seems to not be fairly okay with this because he got his win. And he's clearly, despite not necessarily being good at dodging you, he's very good at running into you.
Just boulder into it.
Yeah, he's kind of it's much like a boulder, but there is a certain degree perhaps that Blue notices of reflex of this sort of some things that might stick out to a wolf as being unusual in his movements. There seems to be practice and a sort of alien methodology, almost a semblance of skill over instinct at points. That wouldn't really be something that Blue necessarily recognizes all that much. It's more like she would recognize it as not being wolf-like, in that he's very much predicting what you're doing. There seems to be more thought than a normal wolf would have in his movements. He hesitates when he would hesitate when a normal wolf would strike, and he strikes when a normal wolf would hesitate. Unpredictability. And eventually he actually seems to stop. Eventually he his eyes are mostly resting on your ears, by the way, in a non-aggressive fashion. But he'll look at you for a moment, not in the eyes. He'll look at Blue, and then will begin walking away. Your instincts tell you that you're quite hot right now. It's a summer day, sun's out. You're all covered in fur, and you've been playing for about an hour or two.
Yeah, she's bounding after you.
He walks, so you kind of catch up to him pretty quickly. He kind of
Well,
rubs his
as
fur
soon
against
as
you a little bit.
she will walk next to Abel until she spots the little lake that is in the Sept. And she takes off running. As far as I know, there's water.
The grey wolf walks at you for a moment. In encouragement.
Oh, Blue just plunges in there with no reserve.
There seems to be a degree of calmness. You see the grey wolf kind of plant its paws in the water. And then you see it wait. And after about 5 or 10 minutes, you see fish begin to swim back around the wolf's paws. And then you see it dive its snout in, and it snatches one of the fish out of the lake.
Ooh. Blue is intrigued. Blue just perks up from rolling around in the water as Abel snatches a fish out of the water, and you can kind of see her look at the fish as in like, should I take it?
He's got it in his jaws right now. It'll be pretty hard to pickpocket.
Well, yeah, but still. She wouldn't be a buffet. But she just made friends, so she'll let you have this one.
It's one of the larger fish in the pond, proportionally large to this wolf. And yeah, he sits at the side of the lake where it's damp and nice and cool. And begins eating the fish.
You see Blue walk over to the exact same spot where you were just standing, and you see her peer down in the water. As in, where's my fish?
She looked like, where's my fish?
Yeah, she was like, this is where fish now come from. But after a few, after 1 to 2 minutes of waiting there, yeah, Blue's like, nah, not happening. And she will walk out of the water and she'll lay down.
Yeah, you probably spend like a minute or two chasing after the fish in the lake, only to find that the fish do not appreciate your presence.
Yeah, no.
And upon seeing this, and upon seeing how downcast this poor wolf is, the grey wolf kind of looks up to the red wolf in borderline dismissive fashion, and then kind of shifts its head like that, and just like, and then we'll just begin walking back to the lake where it shifted its head, almost as if to direct you to follow it.
Have you already eaten your fish?
Yes, he has.
Too bad.
And he begins walking
Blue will
back
just
to the lake.
follow you.
And then you see him do the same thing again. You see him kind of firmly plant his claws in the lake. He goes a bit deeper in this time, and then he almost looks at you expectantly.
And Blue sidles up next to you, and she will just stand next to you, and she'll look at you expectantly.
After about 5 minutes pass, do you have impatient for?
I hope not. Let's see.
Because this takes patience.
No.
Okay.
No, I do not.
You can wait it out. He seemed to do this with like a similar amount of time, but obviously you don't necessarily know maths. What's math? What is math? He sits there in the sun again, or stands there. And then you see the fish there again, and they seem to almost forget that you were there before and just begin swimming around in the same area that they ran from when obviously the two of these wolves just started walking into the lake. The fish begin swimming around their paws again, and once again you see him slam down and take his fish. The fish will flee, so you may need to make an athletics roll if you want to catch one at the same time he goes in. Because then they'll recognize that something is there and then just flee the area. The fish will swim away. So you could catch the fish because they've forgotten you there, but the moment like his snout hits the water, they're gonna scatter.
I'm just gonna roll for it because she is just looking what you're doing. She wouldn't have known this tactic of hunting. Dexterity, athletics.
Yeah, or dex brawl, whichever you prefer. Certainly, it's like more of a kind of trivial fluff roll. So.
Holy shit! Okay.
Remember the bonuses you get from Lupus form.
Yeah. Let me just recheck because that is a high amount of dice. Charlotte does math. 3 successes. Well, that depends on difficulty.
Reflexes definitely applies here. Because it's about a quick, sudden movement and reaction time. So, yeah, you get your fish.
Whee! Yeah, you see Blue bound out of the water as soon as she has something in her muzzle, and she will plunk down on the sand and she'll start to eat the fish.
The grey wolf takes his fish and begins eating it again. And after that seems to be giving you a great deal of praise as he plays with you. He kind of strokes your ear.
Yeah, Blue seems to be
kind of yips and yaps affectionately, as in, yeah, you did it.
Yay. It is quite obvious that Blue has never eaten fish before.
You get pawed as if you're getting pat on the head.
Lol.
So it's just like paw.
Yeah, someone's snout is pushed into the dirt.
Aww. He will use his snout to push your snout out of the dirt. It's like boop.
No. Well, Blue seemed to be very proud and happy with herself. And after she's done eating, and she'll patiently wait for you to stop eating as well. And after you have finished your fish, she will just lay down next to you and kind of press her body against yours.
Yeah, he kind of curls up. So you're pretty small. So he kind of forms a bit of a semicircle around you in a way. So you're kind of almost like pseudo hugged by this wolf in a sense. Yeah. Because Fenrir wolves are very large and stocky.
Cute Wolfie.
You're fluffy. And you see his tongue lolling and him like licking his snout and his nose.
Blue will kind of look around, and when she finds a spot where there is shade, she will get up and yip at you, and she will walk over to the shade and plunk her ass back down.
He will walk over as well and take the same position as he did before, as he just kind of sleeps next to you. Well, doesn't sleep, but lazes there. Dozes around.
Blue as well will curl up against next to him, and she's going to prepare for a happy little nap.
As you kind of curl up to him, he kind of like rests his face on like your back. And this wolf will do something very unusual. And we'll just say first time fish.
You just get the sense of not happiness, but contentness, as in that she feels as if this is a good place to be, and that she is happy about, well, fishing or eating a fish. But she wouldn't really know what a fish is, so she will just respond with good hunt.
Fish, slippery thing, swims in lake, just ate it. Naturally, because he's in lupus, his instincts are kind of running wild, so it's kind of hard for him to speak coherently, and also the form isn't really built for it, even for the Garu tongue, so it's kind of simple and crude.
Yep.
At least for him.
Your response, or the response that you will get, is kind of the sound or the tone of dismissal when she says words, and then she very contently says sleep.
Sleepy.
She emphasizes this by pressing against you.
Tired, cub?
Tired after hunt.
Come to den, better sleep. Sleep better.
She kind of pulls one eyelid open, as in like, But then she will slowly get up. As slowly as Abel was the first time when he laid eyes on her.
They kind of like lazily walk back to the campgrounds. Big den for big wolf. You small, you will fit.
Blue doesn't have any qualms. She just walks up to your den, and she will kind of, well, scratch her paws on a stone, and then she will climb into, well, your den.
Name? You have name?
She seems to think about this. Blue.
Blue.
It is obvious that it was meant as a joke, but she has no idea.
I call you Blue now.
Well, she really is called that, but she didn't come up with a name. Someone else was like, "Let's pull a joke on the lupus, since she's red." You get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Luna's Glimpse, my name.
She just looks at you. And she kind of scoots over and makes room for you.
Do you not hear name?
My Wolfie knows nothing.
He kind of paws your ears in a joking fashion. As in, you didn't hear my name?
She kind of huffs names. And then she puts her nose behind your ear as she nuzzles / sniffs you. More important, scent.
You smell like... wait, what is your pure breed? Uktena?
Yeah.
You smell like Uktena.
Yeah, my Wolfie knows jack shit, so good luck.
Uktena, great tribe. Many wolves.
Only
One pack.
You get the succinct idea that you have been the only wolf interaction that Blue has had on the Sept.
You have Den Mother?
Blue seems to consider this. Yes.
She not teach you about Uktena?
No.
The wolf seems very dissatisfied with this. I will teach you about wolf tribes after nap, after sleep.
Well, Blue sees a whole lot more amicable with that sentence. She rolls to her side as she says, "Smart."
Yes. And he will nuzzle up beside you and act as your very large cushion, and you will act as his very small cushion.
Cushion and a
And
cushion.
yeah. And I think we can call it there. Thank you, Little Wolf, for playing. Thank you, other wolves, for watching, and we'll see you and this very big grey wolf next time.